Couldn't see it there. All right, so the same sort of drill, but this time all your partner's going to do is grab one leg on one side, and they're just dragging your leg to one side. This is a super common thing to happen in Jiu-Jitsu. If we're trying to stay in front of our partner, they're dragging the legs to the side. Now my legs are not able to use my guard because they're not in front of my partner, and then he could move around if he wanted to and stuff. Pressure past my guard. So if I stay here and try to fight, twisting my body, it's going to be pretty hard, especially if Sam continues the movement through to try to pass, and I'm just starting to push on him now. And even if I do this here and I start to hip escape now, by the time I hip escape, all that weight's just going to come straight down onto me. It's going to be really difficult. So when the leg gets dragged to the side, one thing that's good to do is put your toes on the mat, all right, and use your toes to switch your hips. So you want to turn all the way back into your partner as quickly as possible. Their body has to travel to come down chest to chest, so we still have some movement. And I want to go onto my other hip as quick as possible. Cool? From here now, I'm just going to circle my leg over the top. You can either put your foot onto the bicep, the shoulder, in the hip, all right, wherever you like. And you can use your hands here too to block, and wherever you like, and then just come back and then start again straightening up. So if he drags, I'm going to twist all the way, step, and come back. He drags, I'm going to twist, step, and come back. So if you drag again, Sammy, if he drags again, look, I'm not keeping my hips flat on the mat and trying to step my leg across. That's going to be really awkward. So doing that hip escape, getting my butt off the mat or my hip off the mat is a really important step, and come back. Cool? So it's just a movement drill. You can take your time if you like. One, two, and just get the hips working, get the legs working, and the hands in there too. Cool? All right, 1, 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go, guys. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let's go. Make sure you move those hands. That's it. Beautiful. Just need to straighten up all the time, right? Straighten up all the time. Nice. Just get those hips moving. And then you go to the side here where you can go like this. So when you push there. Let's 10 more seconds, guys. Yeah. Okay, off you go, go. Oh yeah, is that a good angle? I think that's pretty good. This one's really simple. I'll borrow you against that. Alright, so your partner's just going to stay standing like this, alright, and you're just going to turn around and grab the ankles. Make sure your head's not too far through, just going to be back here, holding onto the ankles, good relax. Now, all you're going to do is bring your legs up and cross them on the hips. All right, so you just go 1, 2, and cross your feet. If I turn the wrong way, look, my leg's going to lock up. So I need to just spin and then stay here with my legs up. So don't put your feet back down on the mat. Make sure you keep your feet up. So it's just a drill to get used to going upside down. So we're not fully inverted. Like, we are inverting, but we're not going too far over the top. So if you guys have a little bit of trouble inverting or getting upside down, this is a really good way to learn how to start to do it. And also you need to engage your feet a little bit. So holding the ankles, rocking back. When I go here, you're going to notice if I start to turn the wrong way, my leg locks. That's going to feel uncomfortable, so I can push and keep my legs up, and your partner just moves around to the top. So you can go as quick as you want, but you need to make sure that you're making contact with your feet. You're not just sort of like throwing them and twisting. Well, so contact, twist, right here. Contact, twist, right here. Cool? All right, guys, let's do it. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Let's go. Nice, good, very good. Yeah, definitely. It feels good, doesn't it? I always try and roll over backwards. I never thought to do this stuff. Yeah. And then from there, classes are good. It's pretty funky, man. Yeah. What about the guys? Take a week, doesn't it? Then you start doing it. Yeah. Off you guys. And then you're going down that way. Is this Oh, yeah. Right. Come in nice and close, guys. Otherwise, I have to yell. Sammy, come over here. Right. Let's go over what we just went through the other day, and then I'll expand on it a little bit, all right? So you guys can kind of see the next stage of what happens after you start to pass the guard a little bit with the knee cut. So Sammy's on his back. We've been going over, just jump in the middle of you. Thanks. So we've been going over, like, when we start to come in to approach someone's guard but they don't have grips, like how we should sort of start to think about just that position, because it's a really, like, it can be sort of a funny thing when you first start rolling is that you start to see the guard and automatically you think you need to go into the guard straight away. So you see a lot of people, they'll just be here and then they just like walk into the guard, and then the person puts all the hooks and everything they want. They do the grips and everything, and then the next thing you know, you've got to fight out of that. Cool? So we've been working on like making sure we're just controlling the legs a little bit here, we're not allowing the feet to come onto us. So if he starts to put his feet in, just moving them out to the side, just like putting pressure on the legs, just to make sure that I'm not just bringing my legs in and allowing him to hook me where he wants to. Cool. So from there, we started to look from that sort of idea or concept about avoiding and just not waltzing into the guard, about starting to pass the guard with a knee cut. So knee cut passes are really strong, or knee slide, some people call it. It's a very strong pass, but a lot of the time what happens is you see people start to come in with the knee cut, they get the hand on that hip, they put on the knee, and then they bring their knee straight in, and the person starts to hook the leg. Then it's like, and now this position is actually not really a knee cut position anymore. Even though my knee is doing the knee slide, it's really Sam with the reverse De La Riva hook here, okay? So now I've got to try to deal with this reverse De La Riva hook. And we did that the other day by sort of walking back and pushing backwards. So instead of continuing to go forward, pushing, bringing the knee inside and changing the angle. Then we came over, kept the pressure on the hips, open the legs and start to step our leg out to the side control. But what I want to go to is when we are successful with the knee cut, an option that your partner will have, a lot of the time they're going to feel like the option to turn back in to try to get their guard, but it's going to be hard because we can either walk around to the front control or we can block it. So hand on the hip, hand on the knee, step so my legs are in between our leg. Come down nice and low, shoulder below the knee, remember? And then from here, you can either control the arm, control the head here, and just start to move yourself through. So getting your pressure here, right? So there's going to be a lot of things that your partner's going to do as soon as you land in the side control. One of the things that they'll do is they won't do anything and they'll just let you go to side control, which is going to be a mistake of theirs. The second one is they're going to try to turn in towards you, looking for an underhook. That's one option that they could work on. Start to get their knees involved, get the legs up, so go back to guard. Cool. Another option is going to be if I'm not under his arm, if I'm not under his head and I'm under his arm, he's going to try to roll away. If he rolls away, he's giving his back, okay? And this is where I want to work on tonight, all right? So when you're here, 1, 2, go here. Look, I start to pass the guard. As I pass the guard, I go under that, and he starts to roll. And this is what you see a lot of the time happen here, is as your partner starts to roll over to the knees, you see this, and then this. A step with the outside leg. And this is always going to be late. It's very rare that you're going to be able to just throw your leg over, especially from side control if you start rolling like this. It's very rare that you're going to be able to get your foot in and get a proper hook here. They're always going to be able to defend it. It always happens. And the reason it happens is because Sam's body's working on a tighter circumference than my leg has to travel over the top. So he just has to spin to his knees, which is that movement, just do that movement there, Sam. Super tight. His hips only have to travel a really short amount of time, but my leg has to travel over the outside of his hips. So like my foot is almost like orbiting his hips. So it's never going to get to its destination faster than he can get to his knees. All right. So that's why what we do is we attack the inside. So as he rolls over to his knees again, slowly, you're going to see this little space in here, this little triangle. And that's the hook we're going to put in first. So it's our close side hook. So as we go to our side control and he starts to go, we've got to make sure that we have our seat belt. So we have one arm under the head, one arm under the arm. And the sneaky bit I do here is I just put my outside leg. I'm just going to drop it in. Cool. Like I'm sitting like this. I keep my chest connected, but I'm not so tight that he can't move. I'm allowing him some space to move. Cool. I'm just not allowing him to come back into me. And that's what the seatbelt's doing. So the pressure is going to be sort of my chest under his shoulder. My leg's going to be sitting like this, right? And my knee is going to be on his hip. Cool. So as he starts to continue that movement, instead of throwing the leg over the top, where my hips are not even close to his hips, I'm just going to kick my leg straight through that hole. Just like that. Super easy. Just keep it like really simple, guys. So when you see it, 1, 2, and put the hook in. All right, just like that. Now, instead of climbing up to the back, like this, and trying to do this, which you can do, I prefer just to keep the hook and just start to pull him back and open his body up here. So I'm not pulling his back to the ground, I'm just keeping him tight. And then from here I can set the second hook in. Cool? So after I put the first hook, you can control a little bit here and then put your second hook in, all right? Sometimes they do continue to roll. So when you're here, you go one, he moves, I put that hook, he just continues to go up. Yeah, or he'll stay on the knees here and it makes it difficult, right? I feel like I can't pull him down, but I also feel like I can't come up. So that's when I just lead with the knee. I just put my knee into this gap. So I get my body weight up higher, right? So I just push up so my chest is on your chest and bring your knee in. And then you can just start to roll him off to the side and get your hooks in. Cool? So the reason that works better than the foot over the top, if you just go over to your knees, Sammy, is, again, we're not traveling over and orbiting over the top of the hip. We're just cutting in to get the hook, right? So my hip is just guiding across. And then as I go here and I start to bring him over, boom, I kick my leg through and it's going to end up into hook. Right? So I don't mind if you guys do it from the knee cut. So 1, 2, 3. Go under the arm. And now your partners can, or you can start just like this, guys, like under the arm if you like. It's up to you guys where you want. You've got to do the whole thing you can. Otherwise, you can work it from side control and just go from here. Seatbelt, drive him up. Look, as he goes, put the hook in. Cool? Adjust your body so that you're not too low. Chest on back, nice and tight. And now look, I just push back a little bit, open my arms up to make space for the second hook. Now, if I want to pull him back, I can. Or if he goes flat down, which he probably won't, now we just put our hips forward and squash him out like here. Cool? This is the best position ever. Isn't it, Sam? Yes. Especially when you got like 150, well, let's go 110 kilo. So, 1, 2, look, hand on the hip, opening up, push. Okay, let's pull the arm. He moves. See how I go back a step, Sammy? See how I keep my chest on his back the whole time? All right, I need to keep my chest on his back. So the way I do it is keep my toes active. All right, so as he moves, I'm allowing my body to move. Boom, hook. Look, you can go high here, set the hook, or we can now take advantage of this. Look, the knee, drive all the way over, and get the second hook in here. Cool? You guys got it? This is going to happen a lot, especially from side control, where you go, you know, you'll be here, you drive the guy up, here. Cool? Or, like, you get this position a fair bit, you know? This is going to be pretty common for you guys in Jiu Jitsu, where you're here like this, or they're on their side, or, you know, he comes in with that underhook, so you block, you move around, and then you're here. Cool? So same thing, if he starts to go to his knees, I'm just sliding that hook in, and then I'm pulling back a little bit, opening the space and feeding the hook in there. Cool? Now, if you guys want to finish too with a choke, you can. You can just grab the lapel and start to finish here too if you like. All right, it's up to you. Just, if you just want to focus on the back take, that's good too. Cool? But the main thing I'm really focusing on is that you guys understand that when you're on the side like this and he goes to his knees, it's not this. This happens all the time, and then you see people fall off and the guy gets on top. Cool? And that's because they're just following that outside hook, and it's just too far. It's just going to be way too far for your leg to go over. You have to have a lot of precision to get the hook in, but you also, by the time he can spin, he's going to be able to twist so much faster than you're going to be able to travel on the outside. But if you go to the inside straight away, he can twist all he wants. We're just cutting straight through the middle. Cool? So it's much faster. So when we're here, he goes, much faster. Then, 1, 2, and he's already blocked. And now I have no hooks, And look where my weight is. Well, my weight's all over, really, isn't it? That's what happens. It's not good. So, one more time. Again, guys, if you want to do the whole thing, knee cut. Remember, with the knee cut, hands first, guys. Like, block first. Don't go like knee first. Go block first. 1, 2. Pull the arm up. It's going to go here. Set the hook. Cool? All right, guys, on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. If you need help, guys, hand up. I'll come around and give you a hand. Legendary. Let's do it. If you guys just want to start with the knee cut, no problem. We'll work on that too. I'm Billy. Yes, and this needs to go off the hip now. Perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, so I go hand on the hip. Yeah. And the reason I go hand on the hip, you can go balance hip, whatever you want to do, just press it on the hip. And then you use your forearm, but if you want to do these thighs, and then you've got the there, you open your own hip. Yeah, so you can block this leg, and block. Because you're going to want to use that leg somehow. Yeah. And then what I do is I swing. So make sure you lift it. Yes, now knee goes down. And try to get, the reason I try to get this shoulder low is because whenever you do knee cut, if you're too high up, step on your guard, they bring the knee in front. And they block you. But by having the shoulder low, bring the knee low, It's hard to bring that. So they grab the trick there is you got to go after it, you try like tap it starts to pull his shoulder over. Yes, that's it. And now to sit there, there you go. Perfect. You got it. Yeah. Professional. Okay, my wife's from Chile. I'll bring her in.
So noisy that you oh my god.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. You can go both ways, yeah? You don't have to put your on. I'll bring my little one. See me safe control. Yo, I know I feel you're playing with these out of I can just slide in with that. I'm coming under for you. Yeah. So I got it. Yeah, keep going under the arm. You that's always down. So under the arm is there, and then you plug him forward. He's not under. Yeah, so what happens is, once I go under the arm, he's going to find out. I'd say he's going to allow me to put pressure that way.
Oh yeah, the first time.
And as they push that shoulder, and you can change to they get really wide and hard to get close to. I just take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to be yeah. But then you can lift me up. You can lift me up because I've got equal arm. So then you lift me up. You can lift me up. You can try and push me up. And then you see what I
I used to be the one in town. It's called Great Value. Like maybe 1 year, not recently, I've been one but like, no, I just changed like age divisions. Like, I just got out of juveniles. Now I'm versing like the adults now. So like, yeah, just keep had some friends, like, spent 2 months in Australia. No, not yourself. You pretty much. I think for black belts, I think you need like a couple of points at other comps. But I feel like blue belts, you know, sign up, pay for the tickets and get they're all like private run. They're like ITFPA, they're like running big as well. But they're all private. They're like, you don't have to sign for like win the comp and like which sucks. Like there is a range of systems, like it doesn't matter. It's pretty much who has like who can travel and like you have to make a kind of organisation. It's like, you have to just say, one of the biggest happened years ago, 2011. So it's like, but then it's like you just have Ash, This light's pretty bright. Like all of this is like those guys in here, they're all finished doing that. Oh, Anyone with a color belt? Pretty cool. Dan Creek like has like really top guys. He came in like 2000. Like he lost to like the goat of Jiu Jitsu. Like what's the name? So like he lose to like some like
All right, guys, it's time to roll the round. It's on our feet. Ready?
do you know what free roll is?
You are. Let's go.
Yeah. I thought you go for it too. Yeah. I have to come in.
Back out now. This way. So turn away. No, front roll. Yeah. Yeah, put your head, look your head away when you do it. So this way. So roll over this shoulder. There you go, like that. Like that.
Pass it up.
Thank you. That was a tug of war around the country.
Okay, change it up, guys. New partner. cracking, Cal? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. Just to get a couple in. This guy might want to have a roll with you. The guy with the mustache. Cowboy hat on. Are you guys rolling? Maybe.
big. Leg in the first one. Good. It's you. Good. You're not going to cover. You're going to do the first one. Everybody first. Really big. Can't just have a fist. Really big.
Yeah, I am. No, it's this. It's a sound thing.
Get past the class and try it. Use that's whatever, yeah, that sort of stuff. So I can never get the grips. Never. Did you use that for a long one? No. 3 more days, mate. See you later, thank you. Yeah. But it's easy once you go in there, 5-10 minutes later, you'll find it. You'll the guy goes, what's your new stuff? Yeah, you see that in a good chat. Definitely driving in the car, keep full blast, trying to sweat it. 6 hours on. Yeah.
Bullshit. Sorry, my friend. It's always a way.
Make that space now. Go. Ah, good moving. Well, mate. Good. Draw it out again. That's the problem though, when you lift them up like that, they're either going to put it there or take it away. How's your knee?
Not bad, just don't
That one?
Yep.
okay, yeah, I might not make it 2 weeks. Okay, cool. And after a month, come back. Train 3 weeks. Oh, yeah, then 2 months later. Oh, yeah. You just got to fucking be like. So all I did was I just I don't know what to do. It's kind of interesting. I just I guess.